What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today it's Japanese Tuesday, so that means we get to look at not one, but three of the amazing decks in Japan that are topping over the weekend. So let's dive right into the video, talk about it, and let's see what gimmicks and fun stuff we can see. So let's dive into this head first. We're going to pull out all the stops here, and we're going to go Machinedramon, boys and girls, or aka Machinedramon with Chaosdramon. So first off, we have, BT-12 is going to have its support. So I figured with that kind of spiced in, people are going to want to build this deck anyway. So I figured let's discuss it in BT-11, right? Because it got some nice tricks. So first off, Machinedramon. We know him. He's from EX1. His abilities are pretty simple. You may place 5 level 5 black and or red cards with cyborg in the traits and different card numbers from your hand and or trash in this Digimon's Digievolution cards to gain 1 memory for each card place. Not bad. We have a bunch of inheritables that are just going to really punish our opponent. All turns, the Digimon can't have his DP reduced, which helps negate yellow's BS, which has been a big problem, to be honest with you. All turns, when this Digimon would be deleted, you may trash 2 level 5 Digimon cards in the Digievolutions to prevent its deletion from being deleted. So, we get some nice little protection, right? We love that kind of protection. Then, we do have EX3's Chaosdramon. So, when digivolving by placing up to 3 red and or black level 5 cyborgs in their traits and different card numbers from your hand or trash under this Digimon as a bottom Digievolution card, digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon for each card placed by this effect. Makes them smaller, gets big threats off the board very easily, and then all turns, when this Digimon would be deleted or returned to your hand or deck by trashing 2 level 5s in the Digievolution cards, prevent it from leaving play. Since we know that might be a tech that we might need is Kongu, because this Chaosdramon has all the protections that we need for one color, while the Machinedramon has it for the yellow. And all we need is to be able to get around the, chaos degradation. So maybe splashing in, Kongu might actually help this list, but who knows. But we also have this new Machinedramon from BT-11. On play, when digivolving, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, add 1 analog man, which is the man of nightmares, among them to your hand, and 1 card with machine or cyborg and traits among them to your hand or to the bottom of the Digievolution card, trash the rest. Not bad, get your sources moving. On deletion, by returning 1 analog in play to analog man, in play to the bottom of its owner's deck, you may play 1 Machinedramon from your hand without paying its memory cost. That's nasty, because you know why? If this thing gets traded up because you digivolved up in raising, which is very probable in this deck list, because you go Pagu, maybe Haguramon, or Chikorimon, and then maybe digivolve into Tankmon, then go right into any of the level 5s you want, and then boom, go right into Machinedramon here. And then all you do is hope it dies, which is very easy for A11K. So then you get your free Machinedramon, gain 5 memory, and punish your opponent even more. Not a bad deal. What makes this deck really nasty is Attack of the Heavy Mobile Digimon. So this allows you basically, whenever you play your big level 6, it'll have Rush and Blitz if you put something underneath it. But what's really nasty about this is it fuels the graveyard for 0. So now you may trash 1 card with Cyborg or Machine in its traits in your hand to have all your level 6s with Machines in its trait gain Rush and Blitz. Nasty little buggers. But Analog Man is another proper card for this deck that this deck needed. Start your main phase by trashing 1 level 5. Since you're fueling your stuff, you gain 1 memory, draw a card. You don't care it's in the trash, you're going to grab it later. And then opponent's turn, when your opponent's Digimon attacks a player, by suspending this tamer, you may switch the target of the attack to one of your level 6 machine Digimon in its traits. Well, making it so that your big boy blockers now have free blocking potential. Now you stop a lot of cross-heart shenanigans and stuff like that. So it's just something to think about here. And then you have Hero to make your guys even beefier and stronger. No options, which is really surprising to me. But as you can see, we have Volcanomon. This card is basically extra security check. This Metal Greymon's only here for that piercing effect. Then we have Metalgreymon here for the extra 3000 DP. And maybe if you're facing against, you know, our good friend, you want to guess? You want to guess? I'll give you a second. Venusmon, you can actually Digivolve for this, get the 2 security checks, and not lose any memory for swinging in. Then we have Metal Tyrannomon. Nothing for its on play or anything like that. It's really for the all turns. When this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. That gets nasty because Analog Man can redirect the attack on your side, and then boom, you get free removal. Yeah, who wouldn't want that? You're just killing yourself for attacking. Machinedramon helps get rid of tamers, which is quite useful. Then you have Metalgreymon being able to swing in to your opponent's Digimon, really does help out. Then you have Machinedramon here for blocker. Then you have Cyberdramon for, well, while you have a suspended tamer in play, this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP, makes him a little more beefier to deal with. Metal Mamamon is if this Digimon has Machinist traits, delete one of your opponent's level 5 opponent's Digimon with a play cost 5 or less. Removing threats is really good. Then you have Andromon, who's going to be our blocker. Then you have Gigadramon, that has jamming, and then it just gives reboot. Then you have Guardramon, that's just a blocker, but also has a decent inheritable for draw 2. Can't attack, but that's fine. Having a beefy blocker sometimes helps. Mechanori, just get blocker, and then just wide board blocker, basically. Tankdramon, just quick evolve up. Chikorimon basically makes it so your players can't reduce play costs. Really useful, especially if they're trying to Death X you or do anything like ×4 shenanigans. It just helps out there. Monodramon is on play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add all black tamers among them to your hand, place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. Just searching, trying to get your Analog Man as soon as possible. And then Haguramon, basically trashing 1 card to draw you 2, which you're plussing for 3. Not bad. And then Pagu is basically anything on death. You get to look at the top. Hopefully it's a Digimon to add to your hand. That is black. Now, another deck from EX3 we're going to talk about is none other than one of my personal favorites, and that is Commandramon. This deck actually has some neat techs. We already know what Darkdramon does by now, basically being able to return 5 cards with D-Brigade in its types from your trash to the top of your deck in any order, and for each card returned this way, gain 2 memory. Not bad. I mean, being able to put them down for 3, really nasty, but also we do have an evolving Darkdramon. So when one of your Digimon would Digivolve into this card by returning up to 5 cards with D-Brigade in its traits from your trash to the top of your deck, for each card return, reduce the devolution cost by 1. So, basically becomes 0. Not bad. Being able to reduce really does help out. And then your turn, when you would play another Digimon with D-Brigade in its traits, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost lower than or equal to the play Digimon's play cost. Unsuspend this Digimon. What's really nasty is, if you can go from raising, bringing this out, get a free one. If you have, like, magically 10 D-Brigade, congratulations, you can go right into this Darkdramon here. Get that with Rush, and be able to pop their 13 play cost. Really nasty. What I noticed in the Chaosmon section here is just being able to remove another threat off board and just get it off very easily. DG Dimensions is a really interesting card. When you would use this card, if you have a black tamer in play, reduce the cost by 1. Not bad. And then Digivolve 1 for 1, 3 of your opponent's Digimon. Then delete 3 of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 6 or less. So, in hindsight, you can Digivolve that ultimate down. Not bad. And just get it off the board. Get rid of threats. And that's really useful sometimes, just being able to clear wide boards. Ultimate Flare, we know what this does, being able to Digivolve up to 3 DDG evolutions. And then delete all your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 3 or less. Not bad there. Iron Fist Onslaught just blows up any big boss Digimon. Pride Memory Boost, you know the drill here. You're going to be revealing the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play 1 black Digimon card with a play cost 4 or less among them without paying its memory cost, then trash the remaining cards, then place this card into the battle area. And then Laser Cannon. Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, and then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 5 or less. Able to be activated in security. I like Laser Cannon. It's a very interesting card deck. Kazu's basically, since we're all playing cyborgs aka or machine. Well, we're just playing cyborgs. All turns, when one of your Digimon with cyborg or machine trait becomes suspended, you may suspend this tamer, draw a card. And then heroes, just to extend your plays and make your Dark Dramons actually beefy and a threat. So things to note here, we already know most of these are just plain vanillas. One blocker, one card that you just always want to die, and basically cycle in more Commandramons. This is the new Commandramon with Decoy, D-Brigade, so basically if they're going to try to kill your blocker, you can redirect it to this one. Not a bad trade-off. And then Commandramon here being Commandramon. Seal Dramon, basically a blocker, just another Commandramon in name. Mechanori to slow down your opponent's advances. Then you have Seal Dramon with jamming, really nice, but also has a nice inheritable. When you would play another Digimon with D-Brigade and straight, that Digimon gains Rush for the turn. So, depending on your memory situation, if you already had this out and you Digivolved into, let's say, Tank Dramon, when Digivolving revealed the top 3 cards of your deck, you may play one Digimon with a play cost 5 or less, and with D-Brigade and its traits among them without paying its memory cost. Trash the remaining cards, and then your turn, when one of your Digimon with D-Brigade and its traits attack, reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. You may play one Commandramon among them without paying its memory cost. Trash the remaining cards. Fuels the grave, speeds up the deck, and, you know, combo's really nice with the Rush, so you get a free value town out of this. So all in all, great list, and I can't have complaints on the JP's top. Really good job. And then finally, let's talk about a very terrible list, I would say, for, you know, Blackwargreymon. But that's just because, one, they don't have the promo allowed, which that would probably change up this list immediately by doing so. But also, there's just proving a point that as long as your top end's correct, you're just going to punish your opponent anyway. So it doesn't really matter what your low end looks like. So, because these are just 4 terrible cards that could just be promo Agumon for us. But, hey, it's just what it is. Horumon's going to draw you a card. Gurimon's going to draw you a card. Agumon X Antibody. On play, when Digivolving, reveal 3 cards from the top of your deck. Add 1 card with Greymon or X Antibody in its name. And 1 Black Tamer among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. Searcher, same thing as Agumon, but also has this neat effect. When this Digimon has Greymon or Omnimon in its name, and an effect that would delete it or return it to hand or deck, may return 1 X Antibody in its Digi-Evolution cards to the bottom of the owner's deck to prevent it from leaving play. Not a bad trade-off. Get rid of your option, and it just goes to the bottom of the deck. So if you can just keep filtering and cycling, you're good. Then you have Agumon from BT-08. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Greymon in its name, and 1 card with Dragonkin in its traits among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. Fun there. Then you have Agumon X Antibody. On play, when Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Greymon or Omnimon in its name, and 1 X Antibody among them to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order. Searching, draw, filter, everything. Biomon's just a 2-cost drop. Agumon here is plus 1,000 DP. This one is plus 2,000 DP. Then you have Blackwargreymon. Fun stuff there. The new Greymon X Antibody. Your turn, when this Digimon would Digivolve into a card with Greymon in its name, reduce the Digi-Evolution cost by 1 for each of that color. So, makes that Metal Greymon from that 4 cost to a 2 cost, which is kind of BS. And then, all turns, when this Digimon has Greymon or Omnimon in its name, and an effect would delete it or return it to hand or deck, you may return 1 X Antibody in its Digi-Evolution cards to the bottom of the owner's deck to prevent it from leaving from play. Fun stuff, right? You basically keep just cycling that option. And then Greymon, when Digivolving, if this Digimon has Agumon as Digi-Evolution, gain 1 memory. You know, try to extend your plays, go out, and then gives power boost to your Greymon or Omnimon. Not bad. Then you have Metal Greymon X Antibody. This card is nuts. So, Digivolve for a cost of 1, which I agree it should cost something. Until the end of your opponent's turn, your opponent's effects can't reduce this Digimon's DP, and it can't be de-Digivolved. That's huge, because D-Digi-Evolution is really kind of the only way around these X Antibody stuff. But, hey, now we have to deal with this. Then if this Digimon has Metal Greymon or X Antibody's Digi-Evolution, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less. Not terrible, gets removal threats. And then when this Digimon becomes unsuspended, if this Digimon contains Greymon or Omnimon, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. 1 free on suspend if we're a blocker. That means Blackwargreymon gets a free restand out of that deal. And then Metal Greymon being able to de-digivolve and then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. While this Digimon has Dragonkin or Machinedramon trait, it can also attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. Not a bad trade-off. And then you have Blackwargreymon X Antibody, new card. It has Reboot. Opponent's turn. When your opponent's Digimon with the highest DP attacks, you may switch the target of the attack to this Digimon. Opponent's turn. When a Digimon becomes unsuspended, if this Digimon has Blackwargreymon or X Antibodies to evolution, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. Being able to remove threats is nasty, I say. And then we have Blackwargreymon. If this Digimon has a red Digi-Evolution card, choose any number of opponent's Digimon. If this Digimon has a black one, choose any number of opponent's Tamers. The chosen cards play cost must add up to 6 or less. Delete those cards. And then when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, you may unsuspend this Digimon. Applying more pressure. Blitz Omni is just Blitz Omni. You know, just fun stuff there. Hades Force is nuts. When you would use this card, if you have a Digimon with X Antibodies Digi-Evolution cards in play, reduce the cost by 2. Comes a 5-cost option to blow up something. Choose any number of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers whose total play cost adds up to the play cost of one of your Digimon with Greymon in its name in play or less, then delete them. Then one of your opponent's Digimon with Greymon in its name. Then one of your Digimon with Greymon in its name may attack your opponent. Free value there. Doesn't matter. You go like, I'm going to kill your Tamers anyway, and then or Digimon that I need off your board, and then I'm going to just basically go in for free attack here. And then security, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest play cost. Not bad. Red Mem Boost is searching out. Then we have X Antibody. We know what this thing does. Free sources and security gain a memory, and then it adds it herself to its hand. And then this guy here. So start of turn, if you have 2 or less memories, set your memory to 3. When one of your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with Greymon in its name, by suspending this Tamer, that Digimon gets 2000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. If you digivolve into the same level, that Digimon isn't affected by opponent's option cards until the end of your turn. Really nasty, very much applied effects. And then Cool Boys being Cool Boy, being able to search out your pieces, hopefully. And then being able to gain 1 memory, draw a card, as long as it's the same level and it has with X Antibody and traits. Not bad trade-off here. So what do you guys think of this week's list? Let me know down in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed this very much. I hope you do as well. I enjoy these kind of videos. Let me know down in the comments. And if you got nothing else to say, to help me in the algorithm, just send an emote my way. That does help boost the video to go to other players to see that this content is enjoyable, just besides smashing that like button. So guys, without further ado, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next video. Peace!